all of a sudden we see this like little glimmer of light. Period. People can disagree with me on this, but I'm standing firm on this. It irritates them inside, and so they stop hanging out with you as much. They stop inviting you to things. Hello, my name is Andrea Gal, and welcome to Her Radiant Life. These are our conversations, heart-to-heart, honest conversations between me and you. Today I'm going to share a few things that I've learned later in life that I wish I knew when I was younger. They will help you go through life so much smoother. Number one is show up for people. Sometimes it doesn't seem like it's enough just to show up and be there because you don't know what to say or you don't have anything in your hand, but showing up is number one. Whether it's going to kids' soccer or hockey games and cheering them on, whether it's showing up to someone's performance, especially if it's at the beginning of when they're performing, going to someone's birthday dinner or birthday party, or even showing up for a funeral when you have no idea what to say to the person who lost a loved one. Just being there, quietly supporting, means so much to the person. Guaranteed. And I know because I've been through it when my parents passed away. You don't always have to know what to say. You don't always have to know what to do. But just being wherever it is that people need support means the world. To be honest, I don't think most people even remember what you brought or what you said. They remember you being there. I still remember who helped me move when my parents passed away. I still remember who came to my singing contests to cheer me on. My mom, my dad, my aunt was always there. I remember who was at my 40th birthday party, especially the ones that drove in snow to be there, even if they had to leave early. Showing up, it's so simple. It's not always easy. It's a very simple concept, but just know it means more than anything else that you could do in good and bad situations. The next thing I wish I knew was that the road less traveled, which is the road to success, the road to improving your life, the road that isn't the average, mundane, day-to-day, this is what people do, that road is lonely. The more you grow, the more people who were in your life from before, when you weren't growing, when you were just living the same kind of lifestyle, doing the day in and day out, those people don't like it when you grow. You can grow a little bit, but you can't grow too much because you growing shines a light on their life. And people don't really like that if they're not growing, if they're not in a growth mindset. It irritates them inside. And so they stop hanging out with you as much. They stop inviting you to things. Some of them even block you on social media because what you're doing irritates what's in them that's not doing more. Now, this isn't to judge anybody. I'm not judging anybody. Everyone can decide what they want in life and what to do in life. But if you want the road to bettering yourself, your health, your finances, your relationships, you are going to lose people on that road. It can be lonely. There's always going to be some people that are cheering you on, but a lot of it is you cheering you on. I saw a clip with Alex Hermosi about this, and he said that in that middle ground, that middle part of life, and it can be long, sometimes it's just you sitting in that auditorium clapping for yourself. Single clap, just you. So if you're on a growth path, yes, you're going to attract some new people and people that are aligned with what vibration you're giving off now. But some people from your past are just not meant to come into your future with you, or they'll come back later on when they've had a chance to grow and align. So there's a road that everybody travels, like the 99% travel. And then there's a road where the 1% travel. And if you're on this 1% road, these people are going to point at you and laugh and be like, look at you on that road all by yourself. What are you doing over there? That's normal. I wish I knew that before, because when it started happening to me, it was hard. It still is hard, but now that I understand it a little bit more, I can just be like, that's okay. I'm on my 1% path, and what I'm going to get in the end because of the growth is worth it. When you grow, it creates imbalance in the relationship, and so people pull away. And I wish I knew that earlier. The next thing I wish I knew when I was younger is that the things that you loved doing and that lit up your soul and that you naturally did as a child are the things that are going to be intertwined, if not 100%, your calling in life. When I think back to being a kid, I used to go outside and read from a book, and I would speak to an audience. So we had this cement kind of platform deck outside, and my dad had built it. And I would go out in my clicky shoes and I would speak as if I was speaking to people, and I would sing as if I was singing to people. And guess what my calling is? Speaking and singing at women's events, doing this YouTube channel, being creative and sharing. And I took a lot of detours around to finally get back to this, but you have an innate gifting and calling that you likely were doing as a child. Maybe you painted, maybe you loved sports, maybe you were super caring and so you liked to listen to people and helping them. Maybe you were a dancer. Maybe you loved writing or reading. All of these things can literally turn into a job, a career, and a calling. And if not your job or career or calling, they can at least be part of your life that's fulfilling. Maybe you have another job that funds your life, but those things that you did as a kid and that you loved and that felt fulfilling should be integrated into your life now. So if you're struggling with figuring out where you should go in life or what direction, think back to the things you did as a child naturally, the things you loved doing that lit you up, that you just did without your parents even telling you to do. The things that you would do in your free time when you would go outside and play, and find a way to either make that into your living, or if you can't do that or you love your other job, find a way to integrate it into your life for fulfillment. Because I believe that whatever that thing is, that's the thing that's going to touch other people and that's going to affect other people's lives and impact them. And it's also the thing that's going to fulfill you ultimately as well. Another big one that I wish I knew when I was younger is that there are some things in life that you are never going to get the answer why to. This one's an emotional one for me. It took me so long after my parents passed away when I was in my 20s. It's been 16 years since then, but it took me a good 14 years to get to the place where I stopped asking why God? I realize that I'm never going to get the answer here on earth. And letting go of needing that answer has given me so much peace. You're not always going to know why something happened, especially if it's something tragic and earth-shattering and heartbreaking. You might not know why. And I don't even believe that those things were God's will. I actually hate when people say, oh, it was God's will. No, I don't think it was God's will for my parents to pass away that young. Absolutely not. And I'm sure that there are things that have happened in your life or people you know that are so heartbreaking, and really that's not God's will. That's the way we live or other people's decisions that affected us. Like if a drunk driver hits a car and kills a child, that's not God's will, period. People can disagree with me on this, but I'm standing firm on this. Now, God did allow it to happen, and that's where the why comes in. And that's where the letting go of the why comes in. because some things just don't have an answer here on earth. You know, God knows why, but that doesn't mean you're going to get that answer. And we have to be okay with that, because otherwise we're in a constant tension of trying to heal, but not being able to get past that healing or move through the healing because we don't have the answer why. And we think without that answer, we can't be healed. But that is not true. I will say that although some things that happen are not God's will, God can use those things for your good. It says that in the Bible, that God works all things together for the good of those who love him. So I do believe that those tragedies or awful things that happen can turn into purpose, that you can help other people who are going through that same thing. I think that's a big part of the why. But knowing why the actual thing happened, every day try and let go of that. It'll bring you peace. It brought me peace. The last thing I want to share with you on this part 1 of things I wish I knew before my 40s is that the morning will come. Just like in nature, how night sometimes feels so long. Have you ever had one of those nights where you're sick or you can't sleep, you have insomnia, or you're grieving, and the dark just feels like it never ends? But it does. We know it does. All of a sudden we see this like little glimmer of light, and that little glimmer of hope that the morning is coming up. The sun is coming up and the night is over. And I do believe the morning always comes. If you have faith and you stick to those promises, that morning is going to come. I actually wrote a song years ago and we played it at my dad's funeral called "The Morning Will Come." If I can pull myself together, I will sing you a little snippet of it. Give me 1 second. Okay. There's a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heavens. We have divinely appointed seasons and rhythms. And part of that God put into place is the morning coming after the night. And that happens in life too, in situations, in sorrow versus joy. So here's the little snippet of the song. You loved, you lost. The night is long. Won't you pray? The morning will come. The morning will come. Whew. The tearjerker for me. All right. Thank you so much for being here. And if you made it to this point, subscribe. That means you like me. It means you like what I'm saying if you're still here. So please subscribe, share this if you felt like it really spoke to you. Tell me which one of these truths that took me a really long time to learn resonated with you the most in the comments. I would love that. Always remember, you're not alone. You're loved. Go out, be a blessing, and rise into your radiance. I believe in you. I really, really do. Especially if you made it to the end of the video, because you're a champ. All right. Much love. Bye.